Plowman is in Boston for us this morning. She joins us now with more. So, Sarah, talk to us about the agenda and what's happening right now.
Marcia, since we last spoke, we managed to speak with the Premier of Prince Edward Island on his way in, and he said that his priority is trade, and that is likely to be the dominant discussion here. Trade, tariffs, the impact of these tariffs, because the New England states and these Eastern Canadian provinces are very much linked. There's a lot of trade that goes back and forth. For Massachusetts, where I am, Canada is its #1 trading partner. Same goes for Maine and several others, and same goes for many of these provinces. So trade, tariffs, energy as well is something that will likely be talked about, as well as tourism, as well as manufacturing. And right now, the premiers and the governors are meeting, and they're going to be speaking with the media afterward in about 2 hours or so from now about what they discussed and about any possible solutions, perhaps, about what can be done moving forward, how they can continue, as they've said in their press releases leading up to this, continue to have strong economic relationships between these areas.
And as we pointed out in the lead up, the premiers are there on the invitation of the U.S. governors.
That's right. I will point out as well that these leaders, northeastern governors and Eastern Canadian premiers, they do meet somewhat regularly. There's sort of a regular cycle of meetings between these two groups, at least once a year. But in this case, also, Ontario's Premier Doug Ford was invited, and that's not typical. But they were invited. And leading up to the invitation, the governor of Maine, she talked a lot about how there had been fewer Canadian tourists arriving in her state, that she's put out these welcome signs, welcome Canadians signs, bilingual signs in several locations throughout her state to try to draw Canadians back, to try to make them feel welcome in her state. She's really kind of almost doing like a tourism campaign right now, mentioning it a lot in interviews, because these tariffs have been damaging for people in their state. And they want to make that clear, and they want to work with Canadian premiers about how they can best sort of work together in the ways that they can, despite what's happening at a higher level.
Sarah Plowman in Boston for us this morning. Sarah, keep us posted on developments there. Thanks so much. The suspect